Hey guys, DW here. Just want to let you know if you haven't yet, come over and visit us at fanboysinc.com. That's right, fanboysinc.com. We're not just great podcasts, we're so much more. We got some great articles, reviews, news, videos, so much going on. New content is put up all the time, so come out and check us out over there. It's a great time. Also, of course, while you're there, why don't you listen to a podcast, 2 or 3? That's right, we have Inkcast out every Wednesday. We have Infinite Crossover out every Thursday. And we have Geek Girls Nerd Boys out every Friday. Some great content for everybody out over there. While you're there, why don't you subscribe? We're also on iTunes and Stitcher. All 3 of those podcasts are out on those 2 platforms. Stitcher is great for your mobile devices. Subscribe there, get it instantly the minute it's uploaded. It's a good time over there, and it's great. You listen on your tablets, your mobile phones, even your PC. So like I said, check us out, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher. So that's enough of me blabbing here. Let's get on to another great FBI podcast. Peace.
Hello, and welcome to Geek Girls Nerd Boys Live. Coming to you with episode 45. We've got the whole crew together today. Say hello, Aaron.
Oh, joy.
Joy and
Huzzah.
misery.
So I can only assume because of all the snow outside that we have roughly 2,000 people watching, right?
We have one viewer.
Massive arenas.
Oh, we have 2 viewers. It's awesome.
Yay! We doubled from last week. You did your job, Glenn. Thank you.
What is the goalpost? What with you?
No idea.
You're a liar.
Yeah, you shouldn't insult people that are bigger than you.
No one gets to insult anyone.
All right, you mutinous, disloyal, computerized half-breed.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
You stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
You shall not pass!
Welcome to Geek Girls, Nerd Boys.
I was pulling some news stories for this week, and why is it not cutting to me? There we go. Or
It's
do I
because
never?
Mike, shut up.
Any better? Am I going to see myself?
Yes.
There you are. I see you. Now I see you.
Oh, I never see me. That's weird.
There's
That's
Tom. I
Okay.
think I'm talking to a baby. James.
It is Tom, so he's more or less a baby, so it's pretty.
Oh, I see the cute little baby.
I did shave today, and much cleaner. No
Oh,
more
yes, I am
Movember.
Rocking the shorn chin outline today, you guys.
Yeah, me too. Definitely not rocking the playoff beard yet.
By the way, go Redskins, the best team in the NFL.
I told you, Tom. We should just make it needs to be a football podcast today, because that's all we want to talk about.
Oh, man.
I noticed how when we went live, you turned off the Ravens game, so I couldn't watch it in the TV behind you when you were talking. That's really insulting.
Yeah. A low-scoring defensive affair is what they call those.
Yeah.
It was something.
So fair,
We've
right.
gotten way off topic. Anyway, we are broadcasting live, as you can tell, since we're not focused. Somebody else should be. You can tweet us in.
You just don't like football.
No, I don't. Not
I
even
don't
a little
understand
bit.
why you don't like football.
2 of 3
Fantasy
majority.
football is like D&D, but there's like real like human beings attached to it.
There's-
I haven't seen a single D20 out on that field today, so your argument
you
holds
can't
no
even see
weight.
the freaking field, so that doesn't mean anything.
All right.
That's what you get for using white dye.
What do you have for us, Dungeon Master?
Well, I was pulling a bunch of stories, and girls are really kicking ass this week in nerd news. We've got. We can start off with the big stuff. Wonder Woman announced for the next Batman, Superman, Trinity, whatever.
Because you want
Why
to
can't she get her own movie that doesn't suck?
I'm
She
so
needs to.
sad. Like, you said you didn't want to bring the show down, and now we're talking about this? Oh, man. The
Well,
only
I'm
thing
hopeful for her.
she better be on a really good workout program. That woman is entirely too skinny to play Wonder Woman. I don't like that she's not a tall person. Gina Carano, watch the movie Haywire and tell me she wouldn't have been a good Wonder Woman. I'm sorry.
That casting made absolutely no sense to me.
What's happening? The woman is a toothpick held together by flaws.
Excuse you. Go fuck yourself. I would be an awesome Wonder Woman.
Amazonian, you are not, my dear.
I am holding out for Squirrel Girl.
I was about to say you were totally Squirrel Girl, or like Wasp. Wasp would be a much better choice for you. Very tiny, very tiny.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
That too. That too.
Well, shit. I mean, I am. I'm Episcopalian and I'm white and I'm Anglo-Saxon, so yeah. I am a wasp.
That list is what they call a double entendre.
No, I like the casting of Gal Gadot. I'm sure I'm screwing that that pronunciation up.
I've never heard of her. What has she done?
She's been pretty. She's a model.
Oh,
and
okay.
she's been in the Fast and Furious movies. And she can throw a punch. Based on her
modeling career, though, right?
Right. But she also went through Israeli military training, so she's got a muscle base to build on.
We'll see in time. The real question is...
She's got time to bulk up. It's still 2 years away.
Is Zack Snyder going to be able to handle Wonder Woman in the introduction of that character? Like, as much as we can talk about the casting, the same thing with Batfleck. Like, that situation, we can talk about it all day long, but is Zack Snyder going to be able to handle those characters in a movie he's making?
That's my main concern, because even if he nails it, even if she knocks it out of the park, he's going to get credit for making this a good movie. Right. But if it fails, it's going to be all Wonder Woman can't hold a movie.
Yeah, so we can't have a storyline that holds its own. I mean, like I think on a whole, the way that media has discussed the selection of DC superheroes, like, well, this wouldn't make a good hero. Like, Martian Manhunter could have his own movie, I think. Aquaman isn't as weak as everybody says. I think the new story, like Jeff Johns has proven that you can have a badass Aquaman. So,
right.
DC has proven time and time again they are afraid to pull the trigger, and when they do, it's like you described it, a shotgun blast.
Yeah, I was reading an article on 6ok.com that they laid out graphically the structure for how Marvel built its universe, where you have your Iron Man building blocks, and you have Captain America and Thor and Hulk and Incredible Hulk and Avengers. Well, no, it was more like a Jenga tower being built up that even if one of those individual properties failed, the rest could stand on its own. Whereas this one's all centered on Man of Steel, and it's breaking out Batman, Superman, and Trinity, and then each one requires the previous one to succeed in order for anyone to have any, staying power through the rest.
They're just screwing up so bad, you guys. Warner Brothers is like, they're just the example of how not to do something. And everyone keeps saying, well, wait till it comes out. We waited until Man of Steel came out, and look what happened. So why do I then have to wait for another one?
I'm so pissed about Man of Steel. Like, the initial previews for that movie made it look amazing.
Yes,
I was so excited with the trailers. I'm like, this movie's going to be awesome. And then I watched it, and I'm like, wow, that was a waste of my life.
Trailers in and of themselves are a new art form. I really believe that making trailers in and of themselves, like Prometheus is a great example of that. The trailer for Prometheus got me so excited. Then the movie was like, what was that?
Quality of the trailer is inversely proportionate to the quality of the movie.
Yes.
Well, as we found out when we talked to Paul a couple weeks back, the company that was making and doing all the shooting and editing on the Fangasm show wasn't doing the trailers. It was sourced out to another network house, and they didn't even get the show.
Yeah, they didn't understand the tone or how to market it or deliver it to the public. So when that happens, it's like, well, I'm already feeling misrepresented. And in cases of big blockbuster movies, it's even more disappointing because you have to consider at least $100 to $250 million was spent on it. So it's even more of a bummer. And even on top of that, characters that I actually like, even though I don't like DC Comics and what they're doing with any of their characters right now. At least the movie versions could be good, right?
Maybe.
I could wish.
Well, I am enjoying what they're doing with Green Arrow right now. Jeff Lemire's been knocking it out of the park.
How do you feel about the upcoming introduction of Flash?
He was on last week.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
It was an awesome episode. Highest ratings that they've gotten all season, and this season has been hands down higher ratings than previous seasons. The quality just keeps getting better, and the steam is building.
What changed? What was the thing that shifted?
I think it was just a matter of the actors getting familiar with each other, like the one guy, he doesn't feel like a board. Like the lead, Stephen Amell, he felt like he could do the action scenes, but then when it came time for dialogue, it was just like,
he's learned how to act.
Yeah, he's gotten better. He's gotten a lot better.
What I meant by that is, like, did something as far as, like, behind the scenes change, too? Like, when Greg Nicotero took over this season of The Walking Dead, there was a definite change from last season and the one previous to that, where it got a lot darker, things kept moving, whereas opposed to, like, season 2, where I forgot who was right. I think Frank Darabont, like, left in the middle of that season, and then some other guy was the interim showrunner, and the whole season they literally sat on the farm and talked to me like, Sophia! Where's Sophia? You know, like, things can go very wrong when that happens. So it would be interesting to see behind the scenes info, because I want to get on board for Arrow, but I haven't been able to watch a show since I think the beginning seasons of Smallville for them.
Well, yeah, it's definitely gotten better. The action's gotten better. The CG's gotten. I don't want to say it's gotten better, but they use less of it. So.
That's a good way to put that.
That's an important point.
Better used, poor quality CGI can still be effective as long as it's not in your face.
Like the thing that bothered me about the first episode of that show and how shitty the CGI was is that they could have done the entire thing without the CGI. They could have handled it in other ways. They could have just shown parts of it and explained in parts of it, and I think it would have been a lot more effective, and people would have liked the show a lot better.
Yeah, the practical effects with the as far as arrows being shot, or like when he's firing the tennis balls into the wall, that's all breathtaking stuff. Just, don't do it with a green screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, now that the actors are improving in their quality, you might be actually able to do things like that. Because what I was going to suggest is, like, why don't you do things off camera and let the weight of the actor's performance handle that? But if you have a guy who's still struggling with his own talent, maybe that's not such an easy thing to do. But now that he's improving in his quality of acting, you might be able to do things like that. And for a writer, that's just like a dream come true, especially on a small budget show, growing in popularity as it goes on.
Yeah, and they keep up the great fanboy drops every week. And this past weekend, or past Wednesday, we were introduced to Barry Allen.
That version of the Flash is interesting that they went with that.
Yeah.
Younger Flash.
Younger Flash, and he and the tech girl had some science-y flirting going on with an awkward not kiss at the end of the episode.
It won't take long for the actual kiss to happen.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He's on one more episode. He's on next week's episode, and then not again until towards the end of the season. I don't know. The news has gotten mixed up with it. Apparently, the end of the season appearance was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for him, but now they're giving him his own, just straight out of the gate show.
Really? Okay. Well, as long as you're not reading that information from LatinoReview.com, I'm okay with that. The worst source yet most consistent source of comic book related information.
That is so bizarre. I don't understand that at all.
It's true. Tom, am I incorrect?
I mean, I know. I've seen the site. Every time I see a link to something on that site, I'm like, what the fuck is that? What does this have to do with anything?
They got the scoop, you guys.
Moving on to other kick-ass women in media news. They started casting for a new Sarah Connor this week.
Ooh.
New Terminator series. Or movie, I'm not sure.
HBO, pick it up. HBO,
oh, that would be amazing.
Please, don't let Fox get its fucking horrible claws on it again. I mean,
apparently there's a short list for the character, including Emilia Clarke and Brie Larson were the two they were talking about.
Okay, a moment of silence for how awesome Emilia Clarke would be as both Daenerys Targaryen and Sarah Connor.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god! Oh my god, Mother of Dragons and Mother of John Connor? Are you serious? What is happening? This has to happen.
Yeah.
Petition online, hashtag Emilia for Sarah.
I think she even looks closer to what we think of as Sarah Connor than Brie Larson does.
I'm trying to think of who Brie Larson is.
She played Envy Adams on Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, she's fantastic in that, by the way.
I never saw that.
Oh my
god!
I know.
So
I never saw
good.
it. I'm sorry.
Such an underrated.
I think it came out with a lot of other good
movies.
movies.
Pull that geek card.
No, I can answer this. It came out at the peak of Michael Cera's overexposure.
Well,
People were
that's
like-
true, and I really hate him.
People were like, enough with the Michael Cera, and then for some reason this brilliant movie came out, and he was involved, and people were just like, I'm done with this. Turns out it actually is sort of like a modern masterpiece, if you ask me.
It was really good, and I was legitimately surprised the first time he had to throw a punch on screen, and I wasn't like, wow, that doesn't come off as yeah.
Yeah, that was actually totally badass, and Michael Cera beats up Captain America in that movie, so just for that alone, I'm good on that. What were we talking about? I'm so sorry. Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yes. I'm excited for that. A huge fan of the Terminator property. Not such a fan of the J. Michael Straczynski Terminator Salvation comic that just hit the shelves. That was garbage. His efforts are obviously focused on 10 grand and Sidekick and not a offshoot of a film property.
Well, to be fair, Salvation wasn't the greatest movie either.
No. Oh, God.
There was some really cool stuff in it, but as far as carrying the mythos forward, it was a one-shot.
The best part of that movie was Christian Bale's flip out.
Mate, we are done professionally.
You're fucking unprofessional, mate. I've been around a lot of movies and you're the most unprofessional cocksucker I've ever seen in my life, mate.
The problem is he freaks out in like every movie that he's in, and there's a lot of movies that are better that he freaks out in.
Yeah, this is true.
Like, what is it, Newsies? I'd rather watch him freak out in Newsies.
Wow. Bold choice, Newsy.
Well, it was either that or Dark Knight Rises, and she's not picking that one.
No, I'm not picking Dark Knight Rises. No, because he freaked the fuck out in American Psycho. That would have been the obvious choice to go with. Newsies was I'm a film major.
You know what? I was going to go with him flipping out as a child in Empire of the Sun.
Oh, wow.
Deep pool.
3.5 hours of 10-year-old Christian Bale.
I don't know.
He was brilliant in that movie, too. Strangely amazing.
Fanboys Inc. writes in, this Barry version seems too young for me, but we'll keep an open mind.
Wait, too young for what?
It's for the viewership,
here?
right?
For the Flash.
They're trying to get the viewers, and probably trying to get girl viewers the same way Marvel, like Thor is for girls, right? Girl viewers, totally. Like
I don't know. Loki is for girl viewers.
Yeah, but
sure. Thor is for girl viewers.
There was a brief thank you for the Hemsworth shirtless scenes too in the second one. So yeah.
Oh my God! I need to see this movie. Why have I not seen it yet? Somebody come see Thor with me.
Because there's 2 feet of snow outside. You can't.
There's not 2 feet. Is there seriously? Hold on a second. I haven't looked out my window in a while.
There's like 4 inches plus freezing rain on top of it, which makes it a hellish winter obstacle. But
that's right. You guys are farther south than I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, you are in it.
Me.
So much for the 1 inch that we were supposed to get today.
Yeah,
Glenn
really.
says hi, so we should be at least up to 2 viewers.
Yes. The ceremonial Glenn introduction. Anything else in the news? I mean, anything Marvel related?
Let's see. Sally Ride was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom this week.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. First female.
Are you kidding me? The Ravens just lost. All right.
Are you kidding me? You're watching football during our podcast.
No, I've been alt-tabbing every once in a while and refreshing.
I'm a Redskins fan, okay?
Go fuck yourself. You have a shitty team.
We're 3-9, man.
Really, after today's performance, I would be surprised if you guys still have a coach.
Still have an owner, the evil bastard.
Yeah, he's a douche. Honestly, I really hope he dies, like, of a heart attack.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'd be thrilled.
Daniel Snyder, die of a heart attack. Sorry, Tom. You still there?
Nope.
That was literally 20 seconds, okay?
Sure didn't feel like it. How are you liking the decorations this week?
Yeah, I wanted to say something this whole time. When you said you were going to decorate, I was like, all right, we'll put double-sided tape on the poster this time. I didn't realize there was going to be firearms and a sword. Is that the Hobbit sword?
No, that's a practical mangoche, which is the offhanded fencing weapon that I would use with my rapier.
Practical mean you can kill people with it.
Stab-tastic.
That's amazing. That is bloody. I mean, that ain't no replica, buddy.
Nope.
Is it? Let's use the proper lingo. Is it full tang?
Yes.
Yo, yeah, bravo, sir. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not practical.
Amen.
Yeah, you can see that I went with the TGI Fridays method of decorating.
Throw everything you own on the wall.
Yeah, give you a bit of a
called
view
it,
there.
Nerd
There we go.
tchotchkes.
Yeah, lots of it. Lots of weapons, lots of toys. Let's see, I'm going to reframe myself here. I don't even know where I was.
Nerd tchotchkes, you guys.
Anyway, back to Sally Ride.
Yes.
Oh, poor
Yes,
Sally
back-
Ride.
back
We're
to
discussing this while we're
yeah.
discussing her.
Back to the American hero after that debauchery.
Whatever. She loved the dick.
No, she didn't.
How can you say that she didn't?
Because she was a lesbian.
Oh, okay. Well, still. She loved the fake dick. I didn't know she was a lesbian. Is that true?
I am
Are you just
speechless.
I am so confused right now.
The following comments do not reflect Fanboys Incorporated or Fanboys Incorporated LLC. Anyways, Sally Ride, great American hero. She was a an astronaut who loves space, I think. Right?
I got
Right,
nothing. I got nothing.
She liked exploring.
Apparently, her obituary said she was a lesbian. All right. I didn't read her obituary. My bad.
I am fucking dying on the vine right now. Dying on the vine.
Moving on, there was a new poster released this week from The Hobbit.
Yes, last week we established it was the desolation of Smaug. Smaug.
I can't pronounce it in the way that they pronounce it.
There was a new poster released this week that has...
Pictures on it and stuff?
It does have pictures on it. It's the first time that I've seen the role reversal for the action shot and the obligatory butt pose. It has...
Man ass.
Yes, it has Legolas posing backwards, ass shot to the camera, and whatever the new lady elf's name in the background with the bow-drawn action pose.
Nice. I like that.
Oh no, that was Legolas, Tom.
They're both so pretty.
On my ass.
But yeah, I know now that they're called dwarves after listening to the show, but I'm still going to call them trolls.
Hey, it gave me the episode title for us, so...
But yeah, I cannot get into the Hobbit epic. I was barely into the Lord of the Rings until The Return of the King. The Return of the King is a genuinely amazing film, and other than that, not so much. With the Hobbit, even
Not a fan of the fantasy genre?
no, did not say that. Not a fan of walking and talking and having to understand an entire universe of backstory to understand anything that's happening. That's the part
I think they did a pretty good job of explaining it, though.
It needed it if they did it like Game of Thrones, long form, 13 episodes, established that over conversations and context. Maybe it would have been great, but these movies, and with the forced perspective 3D and the extra stuff that's come with it, has even further declined my interest.
I hated The Hobbit when I saw it in the theater in 3D with the 480. Wow, that would have been really bad. Yeah. But when I saw it on DVD afterwards, I really enjoyed it. The movie itself was good.
Mm-hmm.
All the technical shit, it was unnecessary and I didn't like it.
Maybe that's it for me. Maybe I'm more of a catch it on Blu-ray on Christmas or something. But
yeah, I had a poor theater experience for that one as well, and it just ruined it. I was half tired. I fell asleep in the middle of it. Granted, there still could be 80% less Radagast and no poop jokes needed. Maybe half as many dwarves, but
wow, that's a severe change to the movie, Tom.
The editor's cut, as it were.
Okay. Apparently, I've been told via instant messenger that I am incorrect. That the Ravens actually won the game just Google timed out the game without counting the the fourth touchdown that occurred in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yes.
People that are tracking the game by listening to us.
Sorry.
But we won.
I've got to say, I don't usually watch a football game, but I did have the Ravens game on when we were setting up. There's something about a snow game. They can't play properly, so it reminds me of.
Funny.
It's like playing on the schoolyard when we were. I don't know.
It's like sending your kids out because like they've got the big puffy, outfits on, and then they're slipping and sliding.
Well,
around.
yeah, right.
But it's also like everything you'd expect of the tough man era of the NFL. Like you could when the snow's going down and they're like clashing shoulders, you can almost hear the music. Dun, 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 dun.
You know what my favorite part of the game is? Honest to God. So you know how when they go into halftime, they take clips from the first part of the game and they put them against the soundtrack and they're like
Right.
epic? That's like my favorite thing. I want to be the guy that during the beginning of the game I have to grab all the clips and put together the song and stuff like that. I think that'd be awesome.
It's always funny when they choose like the guy who made that playlist went way too hardcore. It's like a really slow game, but like during the commercial break, it's like fucking like Avenged Sevenfold. It's like, oh, what like all that stuff. It's like this does not match what's happening on screen right now at all.
There was a promo during a World Series when we were in high school, and they were using Bad Religion's Empire in the background because it was the Yankees were playing. I think they're I think they're just by default in every year. I'm not sure.
I'm making my De Niro face right now.
But I was like, they're singing about like bringing down Bush, and but all you get is this Empire.
I was just like, does anyone understand what that song is about? And it's being played on Major League Sports. Fucking Bad Religion, like fuck Major League Baseball.
Look for that under the credits of this episode. I think we found our music.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Well, the thing that I love when commercials pick absolutely terrible songs for the music. Like Outlook had a commercial, and they had the Macklemore song. What is the Macklemore song? Oh, come on. One of you guys got it now.
This is the moment.
No. Can't hold us. Can't hold us. I thought it was funny because it's
Till
the
the city
commercial.
can't hold us.
Yeah, so the
Till the city
commercial.
can't hold us. Sorry, I had to do it.
Okay, so this
Nervous
commercial
tick. You're
obviously
like
about
Eric
Microsoft.
Cartman listening to Come Sail Away. Sorry.
That's what I was
Go
going
ahead.
for.
Go ahead.
Anyhow, okay, so this is for a fucking Outlook commercial, which is something about the computer. And the line at the very beginning of the song that they have in the commercial is looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Like, isn't that what Outlook wants you to do? Get out of bed and get on the internet?
Yeah, just get out of bed and do that thing instead of being in bed and do
Oh. They don't want fatties on Outlook.
Well,
Outlook is no chubsters allowed.
They want fatties with varicose veins because they want you to walk but then sit right back down. That'll cause circulatory problems for sure.
Wally floaty chairs. That's where we're headed.
Movie will turn out to be a prophecy, I'm telling you right now.
Not too far away.
It's a good movie.
You brought up ironic songs and commercials, and I have to mention Kanye West song that dun 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 dun, dun. Fucking Motorola is. Yeah,
Sorry.
Okay, so when he did the performance for that song on Saturday Night Live, the big backdrop in the background said, "Not for sale!" And it was like pictures of like civil rights leaders and black men being hung by the KKK. Not for sale! What happened 2 weeks later, he's selling cell phones. It's like, what happened to the civil rights leader, Kanye West? Oh, that's right, you like money, right? Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look, it takes
Asshole.
money to rent out stadiums to propose to people at.
You know he's still mad about the South Park joke from 6 years ago?
Gay fish?
The gay fish. He did a 10-minute long rant at one of his concert performances about how he's still upset about that.
I
Guy
love
has
the gay
fucking
fish song.
problems. Like, serious, critical fucking issues.
Yeah, he's mental. He's fucking bonkers. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, like, when his career finally does fizzle and he's no longer relevant and turns into, like, Michael Jackson, where people are like, he once was on top of things, but now he's super weird. He's going to be into the weirdest shit in the whole world. He'll buy, like, the last remaining zebra or something like that.
He'll be having sex
He will
with
buy
it
a
all the
zebra, then
time.
kill all the other zebras to make it the last remaining zebra.
And then release the zebra fashion line and not understand why nobody gets him. Like, y'all just don't respect me because I'm black. No, it's because you're fucking crazy, Kanye. Anyways, that's my Kanye. He comes up a lot on this show now.
Yeah, turns out, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're closing in on the half-hour mark, which means that, I got about 5% left in this drink.
I need to hurry up clearly because I got it half.
Chug.
Oh no, it's not going to be that kind of podcast.
I'm 19. I
haven't been 19 for a long time.
You had sent us, speaking of The Hobbit, a Hobbit Mean Girls mashup.
Oh yeah,
Tell us
that
about
was
that.
awesome. I absolutely hate the movie Mean Girls. I don't hate it. I think that it gets a lot more credit than it should because it's not that great of a movie.
Awesome!
It's not awesome. It's not that good of a movie. Anyhow,
Aaron
I've seen
Smith
it.
taking down Tina Fey.
I love Tina Fey. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Aaron Smith to Tina Fey, you're overrated.
Well, she is. Okay? I'm sorry. Tina Fey, I love her to death, but she's only popular because she has a vagina. It's like, look, she's funny and she has a vagina. Ergo, she's funny times like a million. If she was a guy, she would just be like David Spade.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. She's so much funnier. What?
Oh,
My
David
voice is getting
Spade.
high. I'm not trying to cover for anybody. I genuinely like 30 Rock.
I can see. I want to like 30 Rock. I just cannot stand Tracy Morgan and Alec Baldwin. I'm kind of like.
Rewatch it and pretend it's the Muppets, but in live action.
But also, Mean Girls, except rather than the Mean Girls, it's set in the Lord of the Rings, and it focuses on the elves and,
picking on
So, like, my favorite part is the scene, and it's Gollum, and he's like, "My precious," and then they're like, "Stop trying to make precious happen. It's not going to work." And I was like, it was over. I thought it was hilarious.
I saw that movie twice in theaters.
Yeah. Mean Girls? You saw Mean Girls twice in the theaters.
And The Hobbit, so it works both ways.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the guaranteed, if you're a girl and you're at a sleepover in high school, that's the movie you're going to watch. So I've seen it like a million times.
Unless you're the mean girls who don't get the point of the movie.
Yeah.
Also, it came out when we were in college.
I don't remember when I first saw it. Like, whenever I would hang out with female friends, that is the only thing we would do.
The only thing I know about Mean Girls is whenever I talk about it with my comedy friends, I can't say anything bad about it because, like, oh, Tina Fey wrote that. That's not. You shouldn't say that. Tina Fey is a.
I am
war-
so sick of that.
She's a warrior.
People fucking make mistakes. People make bad films. Like, I mean, look at Kevin Smith's career. He's made some really good shit. He's made some really, really bad shit as well.
Yeah.
Nobody's like...
Dude, I love David Cross, but he's been in Alvin and the Chipmunks 1 and the Squeakquel. So...
I love Neil Patrick Harris, and he's been in both of the freaking Smurfs movies.
Exactly.
Stop trying to make Squeakquel happen.
Like, everyone makes shitty movies, and it doesn't make me a bad person for saying it's a shitty movie when it's clearly a paycheck film.
Yeah.
Speaking of possibly shitty movies, is anybody at all excited for Tusk?
No.
I heard about the premise, and I was just immediately like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Past that, I don't know what to think. Tom, you want to try to explain this?
Yeah, Kevin Smith's last film that he's directing now, his this time last film.
Yeah, this is one of those Rolling Stones, like, this is our last tour kind of deal.
Yeah, whatever. Like Brett Favre and his last season in the NFL.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make football happen!
Sorry, it's Sunday. If you make me record the fucking podcast on Sunday, you're going to get football.
Sunday.
Now, while you're discussing Tusk, which I have no interest in, I'm going to be checking my fantasy team to see if I'm fucking winning.
You're going to want to hear this, Aaron.
No,
this shit is so fucked up.
Hello. Remember where were we when we first heard about Tusk? It was Baltimore Comic-Con. I was sitting right next to you guys. They were
Oh,
talking
I
about
blocked
it.
that out. Not Comic-Con, but no,
That's
the
right. That is
description
where I
of
heard about it.
Tusk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was funny that you were talking about when you heard about it versus like as if it was a different time than when we heard about it.
No, I've just
so explain
absorbed
Tusk.
it. Like they were talking about Tusk, but apparently now that the whole premise has been discussed, it's like some sort of mad scientist creates a walrus man. I can't even tell you guys. It's beyond off my radar.
Wait, no, isn't it okay? A guy gets stranded on an island, bonds with a walrus, then comes back to America and tries to recreate that by making one of his own with a guy.
I couldn't tell you.
It's kind of like Human Centipede, except rather than having 3 people that you're putting ass to mouth, you have one guy that you're putting like tusks on and shit.
Yeah, right.
I don't understand like how that's horror. That's disturbing, but I mean it's stupid.
Well, it's also something
not
that
wrong.
like you smoked way too much. Way too much weed was in your system.
Caliber of
and
fucking
it was,
reefer is Kevin Smith getting nowadays? Is he lacing that shit with like meth?
I think that there's a combination of strong weed and no one to say no.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no one around him to go, you know what? That sounds really fucking stupid, dude.
You would think that with like all of the struggles that Jason Mewes went through with drugs, that he'd be like, yeah, man, maybe I need a little less reefer. No, not happening.
California, it's not a drug. Well, I mean, it's still a Schedule whatever narcotic, but it's not. It's not regulated.
Legalize it.
Not if it makes everybody want to make films like Tusk. I mean, I'm normally pro legalization, but I mean,
Hey,
that's what a lot of weed does.
Don't make a sweeping generalization based on one hackneyed filmmaker.
And for today's podcast, I will be representing Fox News Incorporated.
Oh, on that merry note, I'm going to go get my refill. Hopefully Aaron's down that bottle a little bit more.
I'll chug my fucking beer. That'll make the second half a lot more interesting.
Okay, if you're gonna go on an adventure with us, there are a few things you need to know.
This map will be your guide to Middle-earth, because who you meet on your quest is crucial. You've got creepy, ugly goblins, unfriendly, filthy humans, the greatest people you will ever meet, and the worst. Beware of the elves.
Who are the elves? They're Middle-earth's royalty. Toriel is one of the dumbest girls you'll ever meet.
If you're so short, how come you're not a dwarf?
Oh my god, Toriel! You can't just go around asking people why they're not dwarves.
Legolas. He's totally rich because his dad is the king of Mirkwood. He knows everything about everyone.
That's why his ears are so big. They're full of secrets. I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me, but I can't help it if I'm popular.
And evil takes form in Thranduil. He may seem like your typical backstabbing slut-faced hoe bag, but in reality, he's so much more than that. He's the queen bee, the star.
I like what you're wearing. You're like really pretty. Thank you. So you agree? You think you're pretty? Hop on, loser. We're going shopping. What are you supposed to be?
Smog. Duh.
My precious. Stop trying to make precious happen. It's not going to happen. I wish we could all just get along like we did in middle school. I wish we could bake a cake filled with rainbows and smiles and everyone would eat and be happy.
He doesn't even go here.
Over the break, we got Fanboys Inc. writing in saying, supposedly is based on a Craigslist ad to have a person to dress as a walrus once a day for room and board. I guess that was a real Craigslist ad, and then Kev is making it more of a horror-ish theme.
It still doesn't seem like
No,
something I
doesn't
want to
appeal to
watch.
me at all. But thank you for the update, DW.
Has anyone shown a video stream to a friend or a relative and then had that person respond, "Oh my god, you're famous!"
Only you.
No, I think that's just you.
I got that from one of my parents, and I was like, "Can I annex myself from this family now?"
Well, I mean,
can I
with your
excise?
With your
20
like
views! Holy shit!
in denial aunt, I can understand. Open your eyes, Mike.
Open your eyes!
So racist. So racist.
So racist. I can't believe your aunt says that.
She's also Filipino, which makes it even more strange.
Well, I mean, look at Korean girls. Korean girls try really, really hard to be white. They wear really, really pale. What is
Geek Girls
Reddit
Nerd
the other
Boys
day.
neither support nor condones the.
We are getting some really strange territory here.
Reddit yesterday posted these images of this product in Japan that is to lighten darker nipples to make them look pink, and apparently that's popular in. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I saw something along the same line. Yeah.
Pink nipple superiority. That sounds like the name of the next Fiona Apple album.
Or the next group that's being arrested in Russia.
Yes! Yeah!
Oh my god.
Pussy Riot and pink nipple superiority.
I need to learn how to sing so I can have that be my band.
You guys,
Pink nipple superiority.
We need a shirt for this show that says pink nipple superiority and like tour dates on the back.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
It has to happen.
So funny story. When I was a little kid, or well, not when I was a little kid, but when I was younger, I always heard that only redheaded girls had pink nipples. And clearly, when I started being exposed to pornography, I learned otherwise. But just random.
Mostly just all white girls.
Well, yeah. I mean, clearly.
I have lost control of this podcast.
I was under the impression that it was another aspect of gender superiority that we had pink nipples. Okay.
If you let us, I will let Aaron continue to talk about white girls' nipples.
Say, why are you bitching? Of all the things that I could choose to detour on, would you rather me talk about football? Seriously, I can't talk about football because you don't like football. You telling me you don't fucking like nipples either? What the fuck is your problem, bro?
Which way do you go, bro?
He doesn't go anyway. I think that's the problem. He doesn't like men in tight pants. He doesn't like nipples. Clearly, there's no way he goes.
As classic rock once told us, you can go your own way. Go your own way.
Oh, this podcast is going south very quickly. I don't want to be associated with this.
I love you guys.
Ditto.
So what's next for us, Dungeon Master?
Clink.
Clink.
Clink indeed, good sir.
Is it clink time? So,
yeah,
okay.
sure.
Oh, by the way, this is my advertisement for Red's Apple Ale.
Oh, is that any good?
Yeah, and what?
It's amazing. It's not good as Shock Top has a seasonal that's Honeycrisp Apple. That's
Very
better.
good. Very
but
good.
This isn't seasonal. So this is, I mean, it's basically like a Hefeweizen and a cider had a sexy baby.
A Hefeweizen, for the listeners who don't know, is a wheat beer.
A German wheat beer, not to be confused with a Belgian wheat beer, which is normally a little bit more fruity than your Hefeweizen.
Yes, Hefeweizen.
I prefer that. It's
weedy.
a wheat beer.
Yes, it's a wheat beer. Still delicious, though.
I just got a tweet that might force us way off topic again.
Should I read it? Off topic is my favorite.
Is it Puffy
From Fanboys Inc. Exposed? Question mark. Was she tied down and forced to watch? When you said you were first exposed to pornography.
I was like, is this a cipher? Do we have to rescue? Is this a cipher from Criminal Minds? Do we have to rescue something?
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think they were going more Clockwork Orange style.
I can neither confirm nor deny that having happened at some point in time in the past or future. Yeah.
Say it all.
This episode is brought to you by Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve for all your adult needs.
Huzzah, we got a sponsor.
Dude, I would totally do the podcast far more often if we got like free sex toys and stuff for it. So, I mean, if somebody can make that happen.
I will work on it very earnestly.
We just got a t-shirt company following us. I'm not sure if that's related, but...
That's so awesome.
Let's get a sponsorship from that guy that's following us on Twitter. You're listening,
amazing.
right? You have to be listening.
I
right?
hope he's listening. I hope he's already making my pink nipple superiority t-shirts, because that would be awesome.
And there has to be a quote that says, "I like him fluffy."
DW is a graphic designer, so I guess that's the next Geek Girl Nerd Boys t-shirt to come out.
This just went from a nerd show.
Wait, we have a first t-shirt?
Oh yeah, right. No, never mind. That would be our first t-shirt, apparently.
Our first
so
t-shirt.
much for the logo.
Better than that.
insanity what is happening on this show right now.
I started it, didn't I?
We all embraced it, right?
I've been trying to behave today because I'm like, oh, Tom can't edit this out because we're live, so I have to actually confine myself to a minimal number of tangents. But then, like,
caused it to double down.
Yeah, but then I remembered the nipple pinkener that I saw on fucking Reddit yesterday, and I had to share it.
I'm loving this conversation. So
the funny thing is,
I feel like we're rationalizing something we don't need to.
The funny thing is the same company that makes that and the same product is actually sold in the United States because it's Benefit Cosmetics for any ladies that are not listening to this right now. It's called Benetint. It's used as a fucking blush in the United States, but it was originally designed to pinken nipples.
Well, it's sort of a blush, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So, did we have a... What were we discussing before we discussed nipples and porn?
If anyone wants to send me their nipples, I'm on Snapchat.
What are you, 15? Like...
Geek Girls, Nerd Boys neither supports nor condones the activities that happen on Snapchat.
Unless you're over 18, which is totally cool.
This is fine. You knew what you were getting into.
From Fanboys Inc. LOL. I'll make it happen. Nipple-colored tees. Love DW.
Yes! No, it needs to be pink nipple superiority.
Well, there's a color. They have a color for that in the car business. They call it titty pink. You can. I'm serious now. I'm serious now. If you do this is a Conan O'Brien reference. Who is the guy, the boxing referee? Let's get it out. You know what I'm talking about? Lane Mills. Anyways, he was a guest on the Conan.
I watch Real Sports.
Yeah. He's on Conan O'Brien, and he's talking about how he used to be a car salesman, and Cadillac was the only brand of car that sold a color called titty pink. And it was the nicest color you could buy a Cadillac in. And that was the one he would recommend to everybody. And ever since that day, I was like, you know what? I'd like to own at least something in titty pink. What would that be? I'd wear it, wouldn't you?
You'd like to own a titty in titty pink first.
Own it? Like, you mean like...
put a ring on it.
Oh, I thought you meant like buy.
Or just keep eating at McDonald's.
Or, yes. Or, purchase a prostitute. I think that counts as well. Money for sex.
I think they're a slave at that point once you buy them, right? Anyways, this is going way off track. Be quiet.
What were we originally...
Geek Girls, Nerd Boys neither supports nor condones human trafficking.
Fucking topic?
Guys,
so, X-Men Apocalypse announced this week.
That's right, nerd stuff. X-Men Apocalypse. Be quiet. But yeah, are you excited for that, or do you just like me want Bryan Singer to give up the rights to X-Men so that we can get it in the MU?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why does Bryan Singer think the X-Men is his it's like this is my project that I've always wanted, even though I've ruined every one I've made except for X2, which I can't give him the credit for. I think there was something else that made that movie good.
Yeah, I think there were other people involved in that, and then those other people went away before X3.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wasn't involved with First Class, was
but
he?
I don't think he was.
No. That was Matthew Vaughn who directed Layer Cake.
Right.
God, the two Wolverine films have been terrible.
Yeah, I did not care
bad.
for it.
So bad.
But we discussed that in length multiple times already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think now that they've announced Marvel's Apocalypse storyline, it's just another reason to make a Wolverine-centric storyline, even though it might not necessarily
Days of Future Past wasn't even a Wolverine-centric storyline before. Now, wasn't it Kitty Pryde that they sent back?
Kitty Pryde, but I just read the article before we did this show where they were like, technically, if you send Kitty Pryde back in time, she's like negative 20 years old back in the 60s, so we can't do that. I guess
because they want him to run into his former self?
Yeah, Wolverine's the only one who could look like himself from the future, but also himself from the past. But I don't buy that. I think it's just another way to make a Wolverine-centric storyline, because it really is Wolverine plus the X-Men in the future.
Yeah. I don't know.
I really love the character, and I love the acting, but it's like, what are they doing with the writing on the Wolverine-centric films?
Why does everything have to be about a wounded soldier?
Seriously.
Like a morality debate. Like, can we get Old Man Logan? How fucking amazing would that story be?
Can we just have a story that involves him fucking wrecking shit and no, psychology?
Yeah! Having, a complete breakdown, and then eventually the Avengers show up and the Hulk has to, wrap him up and stop it, Can we get that? That's what I'd like.
I'd watch the
X-Men
shit out of
Looney
that movie.
Tunes crossover. It can be Wolverine versus the Tasmanian Devil.
Dude, that sounds more...
I'd watch that, actually.
That sounds more entertaining than Bryan Singer directing another X-Men movie.
I'll drink to that.
I mean, is it me or does he give away too much of these movies? Like, I know so much about X-Men Days of Future Past, and we're still in the wrong year for that film to come out. Like, it doesn't come out for another calendar year, and it's like we already know that Magneto's somehow involved in the JFK assassination. That should be like a major reveal in the film.
Yes, it should. That's bullshit. And honestly, I think that because that's been a reveal before the movie, that means either the rest of the movie is complete shit, or there's something even bigger, like he's behind water on Mars or something crazy like that they're going to reveal in the fucking movie. And
even worse, he's responsible for the film Ghosts of Mars.
Oh,
we have to stop him.
I would totally be okay with him being behind Mars Attacks, though.
Oh, such a great underrated movie.
It's so underrated.
And it's also a great card series and comic book series.
Yes.
Great artwork.
At Flanageddon tweets in saying the time travel is supposed to be like his mind is being swapped with his younger self, so he's not really going back. It's more of a relive the past type thing. I don't know.
It's like a quantum. It's like a quantum leap.
Yeah.
Well, Sam doesn't make it back home at the end of Quantum Leap.
Well, it's not the same story.
Thanks, asshole. I've never seen the end of the fucking show.
Spoiler alert.
30-year-old spoiler alert for Quantum Leap, you guys.
I used to watch the shit out of that show when I was a kid, and then when Star Trek Enterprise came on, I'm like, I should really watch the rest of that.
Seriously, the Quantum Leap is the biggest bummer. You watch it, and he never makes it home at the end. It's like, wait, he did all that. He did it all for nothing.
Flanagan also tweets in, Apocalypse implies no more first-class actors, so it can't be good.
I think I might agree with you here, because the First Class, like, I was surprisingly happy with the way that movie turned out and its tone. Like, it got criticized a lot, but there are talented actors involved in the whole project.
It's just that one blonde chick that I really didn't like the acting on. Everybody else did fine.
But Fassbender's fantastic as Magneto.
Love him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Michael Fassbender...
Rumor on the internet is that Fassbender has a huge penis.
No, it's rumor on the internet. Watch the movie Shame, directed by...
Okay, so clearly you know more about penises than I do.
I know way more about Michael Fassbender's dick than I ever thought I would.
That's the new ringtone for the...
But if you really want to see a funny clip, Robert De Niro calls him out at the Golden Globes, like the one where they get to have drinks at the table where they don't give a shit who wins. And Robert De Niro wins an award, and he's like talking about the future generation of upcoming actors, and he points to Michael Fassbender. It's like, you're the next guy, and you know why I know? Because I've seen that giant dick of his. And he just goes on about how big Michael Fassbender's dick is, and it's like they cut to Fassbender at the table, like, is Robert De Niro talking about my dick on television? Oh my God.
Claim to fame. Robert De Niro talked about my dick.
Like my huge cock, apparently. So yeah, that it's not on YouTube. The publicists for Robert De Niro are powerhouses.
Man.
We're starting to close in on an hour. Does anybody care about the Spider-Man 2 trailer?
No.
I do. Strangely,
you do? Okay.
I hate the first movie. I think it's a bunch of excuses on top of cop-outs. But this second movie...
With a dance montage.
With a dance montage. But the second movie, the fact that they're really going for the Rogues Gallery, the like, it's all leading up to the big, like, was it 5 or 7 villains fighting him at one time? They have 3 villains in this one. I just want to see Paul Giamatti as the Rhino. The weirdest casting choice in the history of cast, weirder than Philip Seymour Hoffman in The Hunger Games. Paul Giamatti is the Rhino, who is apparently not in like a humanoid suit, but a big giant robotic like robot rhino. Say that 5 times fast. But
nope.
No, not gonna happen. But Jamie Foxx looks so gloriously ridiculous as Electro. I cannot wait to cackle like Robert De Niro, like a mad person, at how bad Jamie Foxx is going to be in that movie. Because it looks like elements are going to be good, but other elements are going to be horrible, just like the first one.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I don't know. I didn't like him as Spider-Man. I thought he was the worst of the actors in that movie, the titular character.
Or Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
You said tit.
But, Sony, which is responsible for the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and ultimately X-Men 2, right?
Fox's X-Men.
Oh, Fox's X-Men, that's right, yeah. Oh, my bad. But Sony doesn't know how to make a comic book movie either. Like, it's so bland and flat, and it's like, Jesus, I get what you're trying to do. These two, like, could Emma Stone love Andrew Garfield any more in the first Spider-Man movie? Like, I get it. You like him. Oh, God. It's so clear that you like him. But it's so ham-fisted, everything they do. Even the action sequences that should seem interesting are not, because I'm not watching them in 3D, so it just seems like a mediocre action sequence on regular aspect ratio and high resolution Blu-ray. So
yeah.
I don't know that I'm excited for the movie itself, but the trailer is very, very interesting, and I think it's telling of what direction this franchise is taking. Like it's gonna be very bloated by the third movie. I'm predicting they reveal all of the rest of the enemies by the third movie. Like,
I'm hoping the noble crane operators of New York make a second appearance.
Nice reference.
Thank
they
you.
all make a little corridor for him to web sling to Osborne Tower or whatever that was.
Yep.
Like, come on, Spidey's been hurt. Spidey's been hurt, and we all need to conveniently be by these cranes right here and now to make that adjustment, which in real life would probably take hours. I don't think I'm actually excited for the film, and there's no way I'll be seeing it in theaters unless it's discounted.
All right. There we go. We went off the rails, and that's our week's show. Gonna head into our nerd tweet section. Anybody prepare anything?
No.
I
don't use Twitter.
Okay. Well, then I make up for it. From Jackie Cation at Jackie Cation. I TiVo'd Lady Gaga Muppet thing. It's not good. Hashtag am I making a stand?
What was the hashtag?
Am I making a stand?
No, I don't think you are.
No.
Also, The Sound of Music was bloody awful. It was terrible.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Didn't watch it.
Didn't do it for me. I don't think a cardboard cutout of Carrie Underwood should have been the star of that project.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would be surprised that the Lady Gaga's appearance did not bolster the watching of the Muppet Thanksgiving special. From Rain to Gray. 'Tis the season for gathering around the table while all of your life choices are criticized.
Oh, I've been there, my friend. I have been there.
From KG at Body by Hate. I cannot think of anything worse in this world than a football fan with a blog.
Oh, that makes me sad. I'm a football fan and I have a blog, cunt.
Yeah, when's the last time you wrote on it?
Why don't you go lift some more weights?
She didn't say that you need to write a blog. She said you need to have one.
Why don't you go lift some more weights and feel bad about it?
Love you, Kenny.
Love you, buddy.
From Jenny Johnson, high five. The only people excited for the Entourage movie are those guys who go up to girls at parties and ask why they're not smiling.
Oh God, I hate those guys. I hate it. Like, here's the thing that I hate as a female, like the most. It was far more prevalent when I was actually out drinking, but I hear that it has not gone away at all. Guys will come in a group and they're all wearing like blue pinstriped shirts, and they're like untucked and like kind of unbuttoned. And all they do for the most part of the night is stand around in a circle and talk around with one another and drink beer with one another until they get drunk enough to be like grinding up on some girl and be like, "Hey, baby."
That was a face.
Things I hate. Those are the type of guys that watch Entourage.
Oh, yeah! But I actually do have two to contribute this week I forgot about.
Radio.
I think I tweeted sometime in the last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Social media empire. But, okay, my first one is from Emily V. Gordon at The Ginomite, co-host of the Indoor Kids podcast.
Nice.
Seems like Bowser would know by now not to build his castles over lava lakes.
Nice. I'll take it.
It's a valid point. And you guys remember my favorite Twitter account, at Bill Nye, though.
Of course.
This is now my banner, my cover photo on Facebook. I just like to imagine that Bill Nye actually said this. I love everybody, but I do not fuck with Dr. Oz. Me and Dr. Oz gon' fight. I just love that so much.
You're going to throw down with that bow tie of his.
Yeah, he's going to strip.
Dude, speaking about bow ties, Alton Brown has his own collection of bow ties that were recently made available. So if you are the bow tie wearing sort and you want a classy bow tie, look for the Alton Brown collection.
I am not. But
you would need to wear shirts with collars in order to be a bow tie sort of person.
This jacket has a collar.
That does not count. Yes, wear your bow tie with your jacket, douche.
From Snorkel Hua Hua at Wiener Dog for Life. Everybody was kung fu fighting. It was the best Thanksgiving ever.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to the wrong Thanksgivings. All we do is eat.
Yeah, all we do is gorge ourselves, too.
Yeah, I eat a lot of food, and then I watch football.
Gorge ourselves into slumber.
Oh, I have a tweet from myself, since I don't plug my own stuff enough on this show.
No, never.
Never does that happen. At Mike Sains, that's S-A-I-N-S, bald dads with goatees. Be sure to practice your surprised face now for when you get that black pork pie hat for Christmas.
Okay, maybe the last time I tweeted was the 7th of November. But before that, it was the 27th of July.
Holy shit! Man, you are on your game.
And our last tweet of the
Twitter.
night from listener Glenn McAfee. I'm sure I'm having a DW moment
Glenn,
now.
how do you pronounce your goddamn name?
I bet it's McAfee.
McAfee
There we go.
is how I
There we go.
pronounce it.
Yes, let's go with
McAfee.
that. From Glenn McAfee at Geek Girl Nerd Boy. You guys actually made me look at the color of my nipples.
We didn't. Next week, we will be showing you listener nipple pics.
Winner.
We can.
Oh. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm loving the interaction with everybody on Twitter. So you guys keep
we
that
got
up.
more people listening this week, from what I understand. I don't know. I wasn't here last time because I couldn't be arsed to fucking talk to y'all.
It was more of a trial run, but we had fun. But you know.
We had fun. It went well. We had Glenn. And now we've gotten tweets from at least 3, so I'm going to, again, assume that 2,000 people are listening.
Yes.
But we're going to stick with this format. It's a lot of fun.
No, it's like the cockroach metaphor. Like, for every one cockroach you see, there's like 10,000 of them in your cabinet.
That's good. I like this.
Please do not compare our listeners to cockroaches again.
Whatever. I make fun of everybody. Our listeners would feel left out if I didn't make fun of them.
There you go. Welcome to the family,
they're
listeners.
They're like bacteria.
We're a very dysfunctional family.
We've added a new iTunes podcast stream that will be video podcasts hosting these. So now there's just way too many feeds to actually keep track of. So as always, listen, like, save, share, rate, and or review whatever platform you listen to us on.
Also, donate to Mike, because the reason you don't see his name below him when he talks is because he's doing this at a frickin' iPad, because he does not own a computer, even though it's 2013, almost 2014.
I do own a computer. It's broken. It won't. It starts up and then it restarts once it gets to the startup screen over and over. It's totally dead, and it's from 2004 anyway. So.
Oh yeah, you need it.
We have a donate button on our Geek Girls Nerd Boys page. So if all of our listeners, and what is the listener count at right now, Aaron?
All 3 million of them.
3
we
or
got
3
up to
million?
5. We got up to 5 for a while.
We got up to 5. So each of our 5 listeners donated $200. We can just get Mike a new laptop.
Computers are not that expensive anymore. You can get a laptop cheaper than that.
All right. So yeah, thank you, Aaron, Mike, and the 5 of you listening from home. Thanks for coming out on this blustery, snowy day.
I'm enjoying it myself. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you for listening. Stay nerdy, my friends.
We strike first, and we're unrehearsed. Here we go again to stage the greatest show on heaven and earth. Come on, get your money's worth. Don't wanna live, don't wanna give, don't wanna be. EMPR.
actually post the link on the site yet? Oh, yes, you did.
One spot open for Elijah. That's a joke for our Jewish listeners.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yes, the last day of Hanukkah was recently, so actually, for our Jewish listeners, happy Hanukkah, happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah. And then your resolution drops as your camera struggles to focus.
That's okay.
You're
Who needs
back.
focus?
You're coming back now.
Long and strong and something. Anyway.
Well, hey
Well,
now.
it's going to be that kind of podcast.
Bust them out.
Hey, I put on clothes for this podcast, so we need to be respectable.
Yeah, sorry.
In February couldn't stop the worst. Couldn't reverse. Don't wanna live. Don't wanna give. Don't wanna be. E-M-P-I-R-E. Don't wanna live. Don't wanna be. E-M-P-I-R-E. Don't wanna live. Don't wanna live. Don't wanna be. I can't live. Living isn't with you.
This has been a Fanboys Incorporated network production, found on fanboysinc.com, iTunes, and Stitcher. See ya, bye.